Criticism has been directed towards a recent law in Spain concerning gender equality and transgender rights. The law has been accused of demonizing men and of resulting in the early release of rapists. It has also faced criticism for erasing the term woman and making it easy for anyone to claim transgender identity. Welcome, Rocia Oya, to RIX Europe, Assistant in the European Parliament.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Could you give us a brief overview of what's been happening in Spain regarding gender laws and what are the consequences since these changes?
Well, in Spain for over 30 years, there have been this dynamic of laws that have put men and women as a disadvantage under the guise of equality or feminism, a word that they use a lot. And this dynamic culminated with the Ministry of Equality passing laws like gender law, which demonized men simply for the thing for being men. Erasing basic rights like the presumption of innocence. That's one of the consequences. Another law that they called the yes means yes law, driven by an obsession to pursue men. And now the last law was the trans law, and we are talking about this law that has caused a lot of pain in Spain.
And is it true that this new trans law, the only requirement, legal requirement to be met is that you should feel like a woman? Is that correct?
Yeah. With the approval of the reform of this law, the only requirement is just to feel like a woman. But the important question here is what is for them to be a woman, and right now, what is in society to be a woman? They eliminated the requirement for gender identity accreditation through psychological or medical reports. And now the healthcare for transgender individuals will be provided according to free gender self-determination. There is more. You can feel like a woman with only 16 years old, and you can change your gender without the approval of your parents or legal tutors, which is a new point here in the reform of the law, and it's just crazy to hear about it with this prompt age.
You were mentioning it, the previous requirements, there was a lot more to be met to be allowed to do this gender change. Why did they take the step to make it easier, to simplify it? The Minister of Equality, they wanted to erase biological sexes. They want to erase everything that is conventional, everything that they cannot control. So before the requirements, they weren't that formal or that difficult to find, but it wasn't much better, but there were minimal requirements. Right now, there's none. So everybody can feel like a woman, and they can be a woman just in 5 minutes. And how do they address the concerns that this is being perceived as an erasure of the biological sex, and also how it could possibly impact women's spaces in society?
Well, the law doesn't concern or doesn't address the concerns or how society might be affected. This is something that is happening in society, but the law doesn't address this part. After the approval of the trans law project, which includes gender self-determination without the need for any medical reports, many wonder which bathrooms these individuals will use. Also in the women's prison,
or even the sports competition. They didn't address this in the law, but there is a sentence that could have an effect in society, and is any rapist or abuser can self-determine as a woman and enter in a woman's prison. So this is a very urgent question, and the address doesn't address these concerns.
And it's sort of almost described as paradoxical, because they say that there are so many advantages and benefits of being a woman in society in Spain. But how will this now affect the biological woman, considering this change?
Well, they erased the word woman. So right now, how can be affected of that is well, as simple as I told, bathrooms, competitions, sport competitions, even self-determinated. I mean, the question, the most important question here is what is to be a woman. And right now, if the law doesn't address that, what is left for us, right? For women, well, it's everything is at disadvantages, sorry, for us right now. But well, we are a strong country. We are fighting against that. As a woman, we are using our voice to denounce this.
And how does it affect those who actually suffer from gender dysphoria, considering it's being abused, as they've made it so easy? You've mentioned the consequences of abuse of this law. So how does it affect those who really suffer from gender dysphoria? And also, do the trans groups still support this, or would they like to see a change as well?
Well, right now they are in a war because trans individuals and several associations have seen themselves reflected in a mirror, right? And when they have seen it, the bomb has exploded. Right now, 2 associations are in a legal battle because one trans association doesn't believe that the association of non-normative trans individuals is complying with trans norms. And this is the headline of one of the news that is appearing right now in the news. And it's the Association of Trans Military Personnel as the prosecutor office to act against this association for transphobia, which is kind of complex to understand. But right now, there is an association that have changed their legal gender, but not the aesthetic appearance or marital status. Right now, as it is really easy to be a woman, they didn't change anything but the feeling of being a woman. And right now, it's kind of a joke right now because they saw reflected in a mirror, and the people who had this phobia feel like the law has abandoned them. So, well, it's kind of after what is going on with this law, everything seems as a joke because it's not serious what's on the facility of being a woman right now.
What have been the broader societal implications of this, and how is it affecting people around?
Well, the main implication is the complete disappearance of sexes and the war of sexes and the hate. This is what they are doing with this kind of laws, with all the laws that have been approved in the past. Law doesn't apply to a healthy society. And right now, the main implication is hate, the disappearance of sexes and the war of sexes.
In your opinion, what solutions would you suggest and policy changes?
Well, the urgent solution is to erase everything that the Ministry of Equality has taught. It's as simple as that, and denounce every single person who with bad intentions approved this law, and erase everything that they touched in the past 10 years, in the past 20 years.
Thank you, Rocia Oya, for being here with RIX Europe today, the assistant in the European Parliament.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching RIX Europe.